Dun 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 dun. Moyese, moyese, ikaria moyese. Dun 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 dun. Hashina, hashina. I don't even know if that's the words, but that's what it sounds like.
That's, you know what? You had me sold. Lethal Liger tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited.
That's and for a guy like yourself, like a student of the game, like a guy who understands the scope of this, it's got to be even more meaningful.
Yeah, especially considering that I still have VHS tapes in my parents' basement of various shows, various best of tapes of Liger, him versus Benoit, him versus Otani. So of course, when I'm picturing myself in the ring with him, I'm doing some of the things that I saw Benoit doing to him. I'm doing some of the things that I saw Otani doing to him. But then I got to remember that that was a very young Liger. So some of the things, it was brutal. Like that vicious power bomb that Benoit gives him in one of these tapes. Gosh, how old is Liger now?
I don't know.
50s?
Yeah, it's got to be.
Gotta be.
Has to
He's
be.
a legend, and I'm excited, extremely excited for my match tonight. Should be good.
Now, do you have to like push that out of your mind when you're in the ring with him about being watching him on VHS and watching his old matches? Because are you afraid that you might get caught up in the moment?
No, I'm not afraid. I actually welcome it.
All right.
Yeah. No, I would never push that out of my mind because I think that's what makes me excited about the match. The fact that I watched him so many times. I have so many of his tape. Oh man, I'm gonna have a hard time not smiling when his music plays.
We liked some of your most recent matches. The Vegas match versus Del Rio, that was a good one. There was a nice little war between you for a bit there. How's the run been? I mean, it's going to be hard to get this World TV Championship off of your waist, man.
I like the sound of that. I like when people think it's going to be hard to get this championship off of my waist. You want to know something funny? My ultimate goal would be for any championship to be associated with me. For instance, when I think of the Intercontinental Championship, I think of Mr. Perfect. I don't know why. Other people may think of certain people, and some people may ask, oh, why wouldn't you think of the Macho Man, of course? But I don't know. For some reason, when I think of Intercontinental Championship, I think of Mr. Perfect. Hopefully someone out there is making that same comparison. Oh, crap.
That was a foul. That was a foul. That was a foul.
I think Liger paid these guys.
So you got to watch yourself in the ring, and now when you're doing an interview, you got to watch yourself.
I was the one who almost got taken out, Dave.
It would have been Domino Rowley, though. You would have got taken out first, but we would have gotten taken out eventually.
I would have taken out my broadcast partner before you, John. Too much of a valuable commodity.
Oh, thank you.
But I mean, listen, it's a formidable duo, though. I mean, not to take anything away from your heavy, but you and Truth Martini, it's a pretty good combination.
I am in love with what is going on with me and Truth Martini. This whole House of Truth thing, it's actually going better than I could have ever imagined. I'm having the time of my life. And Truth Martini, not many people share my same views, or not many people know, but he's a wrestling genius. Truth Martini was a wrestler. He got hurt, and then he couldn't wrestle anymore, unfortunately. But his mind for wrestling is amazing. He's taught me so much ever since I came back to Ring of Honor. Because when I first came back to Ring of Honor, I wasn't with Truth Martini. But he taught me a lot, even when we weren't together working in front of the crowd. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't have asked for anything better with the way this House of Truth thing is working out.
Is this the most fun you've been having?
I'm gonna say it's a toss-up. It's a toss-up. I used to think the most fun I ever had was any time you saw me and Kevin Nash in the same screen together. Some of the greatest days of my life. He's actually the funniest person I know. But those happen few and far between. Truth and I together is happening almost every day. So I may have to give it to Truth on this one. Yeah, I think this is some of the most fun I've ever had in my life.
You mentioned Nash.
Yeah.
You also mentioned Macho. A couple of guys that are going into the Hall of Fame tomorrow night.
Yeah.
It's again, somebody who gets pro wrestling. Interesting class, I think, going in, but having Macho on one end and Big Sexy Diesel on the other, it's not a bad crew.
It's not. It's not. I actually wish I could be there just for just to hear and feel the crowd when Macho Man's name is announced. I'm sure it's going to be something that I wish I didn't miss, but unfortunately I can't be there. But what a moment! Just a guy that I idolized growing up. Although some people would argue that it's a little too late, but they're still glad it's happening. I don't view it that way. I'm just glad it's happening.
We've been talking about how this is a celebration this entire weekend.
Oh,
What's it been like just driving down the streets, walking around, everybody with, possibly your shirt on or Ring of Honor or other shirts? What's it like with this whole celebration that's going on?
Well, do I talk into your microphone?
Either one.
It doesn't matter.
It's stereo.
Okay, well, for starters, it's amazing, but I'm not going to lie, I did just get in today. So I haven't experienced a lot of the festivities going on this weekend. My flight landed, I'm going to say, 4 hours ago. I got here about, an hour and a half to 2 hours ago.
Cutting it close for the show, Jeff.
Cutting it really close, my friend. Really close, closer than I'd like. But I'm here. I've made it. We're going to put on one of the greatest shows that Ring of Honor could possibly put on, which is what we do every time we have a show. And we're going to get to see some of the greatest fans from all over the world. That's the coolest thing about this weekend. This big wrestling weekend, fans come from all over the world. And it's amazing. You get to meet and talk to people that you have never met before. Some of them from places that I'll probably never get to even visit. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love this weekend.
I thought you said and started to get into something really, really interesting, in that if you think of like you said, Intercontinental Championship, you think of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, you see the old double wing, heavyweight championship, and you think of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And now I think you look at this right here, and I think you're gonna think Lethal. I think you're gonna think Lethal. I mean, that's a pretty powerful statement.
It's an honor to hear you say that. Actually, I can remember, I don't know why I played with them under the kitchen table, but I remember playing with my action figures under the kitchen table while my mom cooked on the stove. And Mr. Perfect had the Intercontinental Championship, and there was something in my head that screamed Intercontinental Championship when it came to Mr. Perfect. And what an honor for someone to feel the same way about me. Because the coolest part about wrestling, one of the things I think is when we get into wrestling, everyone wants to be that badass world champion, the Stone Cold Steve Austin, because when you have the championship, that means you're the best. But then once you get into wrestling, you realize it's so much more than that. I mean, for starters, the biggest thing, the thing that I really treasure the most is when you have one of these, you're actually the face of the company. You represent the company wherever you go, in the ring, out of the ring. And that is one of the highest honors that one person can have in the wrestling business. So I'm honored.
Yeah, and there's something to be said too. And this is not a knock on Jay Briscoe, but he's a different kind of cat. So you as champion, and with a championship that isn't the heavyweight championship, but by you holding it, certainly makes you a face of the company, maybe the face of the company.
Yeah, I say in all my promos all over the world, this is the greatest championship in the world because I have it.
There it is.
And I love it the way he holds it. It reminds me of Tully Blanchard. It reminds me of Ronnie Garvin, Bob Roop, and now Jay Lethal. I love it.
This is a proper way to hold it. Don't forget the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yes.
I remember one of my favorite promos because he held the belt like this, and he goes, Liz, I'm going to let you hold the Intercontinental Championship. Stick your hands out. So she stuck her hands out, and he started to hand her the belt. Then he pulled it back, and he smacked her hands away. He goes, change my mind. Get out of here. It was amazing. I loved it. Change my mind. Get out of here.
Amazing.
Love it, man. I love it, man.
Enough said.
Congratulations, and thank you so much.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.